All right, so here we are. We're ready to put our chicken Fricot together. The ultimate chicken Fricot. This is an amazing recipe. We're gonna start with our chicken. Let's get that into the pot. So I've got a full chicken here, gone. And I like to add some extra chicken legs. They're a little bit cost effective and they're dark meat, so they got that fat and that oil and they're gonna give awesome flavor. And they still have the bones in there. That really helps as well in the pot. All right, so next you wanna take your parsley, chop off the ends, save that. That's the broth. That's gonna be all the good flavors you're gonna get in the soup. You cut the ends off, set those aside. Any little free sticks you've got. We've got this, we're gonna chop up for the soup, and that's going in the bouillon. Got 3 onions. We're gonna put in quarters, and you don't even have to take the skin off, because again, this is just for the bouillon, the broth. So chop them up. This is for the bouillon, and I'm gonna chop this up for the soup. Okay, so we've got our thyme, and we're gonna put all of this is gonna go into the bouillon, but I'm gonna take off some of the leaves here, and we're gonna put that into the actual soup itself. It's a little bit of a process, but it's worth it. Okay, so I'm gonna chop this up to go in the soup, and we've got these stems here that are actually gonna go into the bouillon. I wanna chop these up because they're tough, so we just want little pieces in the actual soup. Okay, so we're gonna take 4 garlic. We're gonna take all of our veggies that we chopped up. We've got our herbs, our lettuce, all our onions, our carrots, garlic, celery. This is gonna be good. So now all we need to do is we need to top that up so the water comes right up to the top and get it on the stove. Okay, so we've separated all the meat from the bones and all the skin and the fat and the tendons. We want to put this back into the pot so that we can get all the nutrients from that bone broth. That's what's going to give it all the wonderful texture and flavor that we're looking for. So we're just going to take this, dump this in, mix it up a bit, put the heat. We're going to let that simmer for an hour and then put it in the fridge overnight and get back to it tomorrow. Okay, so we've taken the soup out of the fridge. You're gonna notice when it's cold, there's a lot of thick layer on the top. That's the flavor and the fat. You really want that. That's good nutrients. That comes from the bones. That's gonna, it's gonna give it a lot of the flavor as well. You wanna put the pot back on the stove, warm it up so that all gets liquefied. We've already done that. We're gonna take a huge bowl and a strainer, and now I've gotta get all the liquid out of the pot so that I can start the broth. And it is smelling good. Okay, so the pot was rinsed. I'm gonna take this out. This is our good broth. I'm gonna let that drip a little bit. And then we're gonna put it over the pot, and we're gonna grab a potato masher, and we're gonna squeeze all the juice out of that, because that last bit, that's the really good flavor. So I want to put this here. We're gonna mash this down just to get make sure we get all the flavors out. Look how much juice is still in there. There's still lots. So I usually just do this for 1 minute. It's optional. I like it. I find these are the This gets all the value. And if you look over here, we've got all of our real good soup. Look at that. Look how much extra I got just from pushing that down with the potato masher. That is gonna make a huge difference in the flavor of this soup. Okay, so we've got all of our ingredients that we're ready to put in the soup. We've got our celery, carrots, potatoes, rosemary, parsley, thyme, coarse salt, sage, poultry seasoning, and celery salt. Make sure you put in your carrots and your celery first. Let's leave the potatoes for later because they don't take anywhere near as long to cook. Okay, so let's go I'm gonna get everything else over into the pot. Okay, so now it's time that we're gonna add the chicken. You're not trying to cook the chicken, that's already been done. Basically, just adding the chicken at the end so that it warms up. This is ready to eat and it looks fantastic. We have our finished product. This looks delicious. Let's give it a try. I love this. This soup is so good. You have to try this. Don't forget to subscribe and you'll get lots more recipes coming soon.